Hi there, I'm Christine with What's Up Cupcake Whimsical Crafts, and welcome to my cozy little corner where I share all the information about the double market experience I had this past weekend. These two markets that I participated in officially wrap up my 2025 craft market season, and I cannot wait to share the details with you. So grab a beverage, maybe some hot cocoa, get cozy, grab a project, and let's chat. I participated in 19 markets this year. That's in addition to my Etsy shop where I sold my crochet tools and accessories for crocheters. But beyond that, I was participating in markets primarily selling my crochet plushies that I make when I am not working my full-time job. So it was a bit of a crazy year. I decided to go out with a bang, and I did a double market weekend. That was not originally on the plan. I had one market booked for Saturday, and at the last minute, an opportunity came up to participate in a much smaller market, but at my local coffee shop. And I said, what the heck, let's go with it and see if we can just sell any inventory that I might have left over. Just another chance to get my products out there, especially just around the corner from where I actually live, and be a lower stress kind of situation, theoretically. So I was able to participate in those two markets. And I am going to go ahead and start, of course, with the first market that was on Saturday. So let's get into some footage from that market. I will go through my booth setup. You can see some of the other vendors, and then I'll talk you all through it. Okay, back at my booth. So we are going this way. Enemies to Embers candles. These are cute. Love it. Other crocheter. There's our friends Chester and Pearl. Ooh, I've been wanting to get stuff from them. I think that's Maps by Meredith. Okay, for real now, I need to go make Demogorgons. So that up ahead is my booth. We ready for the market today, ladies?
Yes.
All set up. Go shop Chester and Pearl and follow her YouTube. All set up at my market for today. I love my booth space. I got a corner and they had extra space for this side of the market, so I was able to really take advantage of the space. So I'm very happy with how this turned out. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough, but then I need to start making some demogorgons. Also, I got that sweater because I love it. Hello. You made a beeline towards that.
Huh?
You made a beeline towards that.
Well, so my daughter, she raises chickens, and she's got her car, like she's got a collection of all sorts of.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, and like she's gonna have to come over here and look and. Yeah.
Pick a favorite.
She's got like one rooster and then like all little hens, and people know that she loves that, and so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this
It's a zombie.
a zombie?
I like a pun.
What's that? Do you have a honeybee?
I don't. The closest thing I have is the cat bee and the zombie and the frog bee. I normally do. I just haven't had time to replenish them.
No, I understand. So she's gonna have to come over here and look. We're working a booth over here.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm gonna send her this way in just a little bit.
Nice.
Oh, emotional support note.
That demogorgon is insane.
Thank you.
That's
I'm
so cool.
making more because I did not have time to do it before.
That is so cool.
Thank you. I know. I really wanted to have more of them for today, and I was like, I'm just going to have to do it when I'm there. Snacks a latte. And a cappuccino.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. Look at the cowboy hat. How to train your kids.
You did really well.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you did. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Trying to crank out more baby demogorgons.
Yeah. I'm sure those are probably going like crazy.
So far not yet today, but generally they have been hitting real hard.
Great to see you. Do you know what that is? So that is an atlatl animal, and then a coffee cup is a latte. Or, yeah. That one's cute. I like that. My dogs would eat them. Elvis would look at that like a challenge.
I understand, yes.
Thank you.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Just, hanging out. I sold out and I have not had time because I have to make more of these guys.
What, the owls?
The demogorgons. I know. And I showed up to like one of my last markets and I didn't have any. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to stop everything else that I'm doing and make more of those.
thought you'd have a Totoro.
I
I wanted
know.
to get one for my niece for Christmas.
Oh, well, I can make one. Not today, but I can get your information. And I can like.
I'll be at Fenton next weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you doing the big market?
I did markets the weekend before Christmas last year, and I got burned bad. Well, I froze too.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call it quits after this weekend.
Yeah.
So, but I think I'm gonna go shop it because it sounds amazing. I know. Are you gonna be there?
I like.
You all have to be there.
No, I don't have to be there.
Oh, okay.
No, but I'll have Fenton next Saturday.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll come by. Yeah, because I think I was planning on coming by anyways, just to check it out. So,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. So I will. You want like the little one?
Yeah. Like.
Okay. Yeah. It's like that size. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much is that one?
I think that Totoro is 18. It's a little bit bigger than that,
Yeah.
but I'll write it down. Yeah, that's an easy. Like I can do that this week without panicking. What's your name again?
Dana.
I thought so. But like, you're not listed as the main contact for this one.
No.
Okay.
So I'm co-coordinating.
Oh, okay.
No. Itzel is the new coordinator for Ironworks.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So,
no, so
but
I-
Fenton's always yours.
Fenton is always mine.
Nice,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm the coordinator for Fenton.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah.
Nice.
That's
Oh,
it.
y'all set?
So I'll see you next Saturday.
Yeah, we'll come by later.
Yeah, I'll come by later. We'll
Okay.
we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye. A positive potato.
My daughter's got a booth down.
Oh,
She
nice.
calls her company is To Do,
Yeah.
which is Chinese for
Oh, I
potato.
saw it.
And that-
Oh, I love that. I saw, like, it's ceramics and stuff, right? Oh my God, her stuff is gorgeous.
I love this. I came up here on scouting missions, but I didn't know if you had anything that was
A potato.
Minecraft.
Oh,
I found potatoes.
axolotls. People love axolotls if they play Minecraft, but that's it. Oh, I do have a Minecraft, like, fidget pop, or Minecraft. I have a axolotl fidget pop. It's next to that. It's yeah, yep.
That's from Minecraft.
People from Minecraft really like axolotls because there's a special axolotl in it, I guess. I don't know. My kids have told me.
I'll tell her.
It's $10. You can tap when you're ready. And if it's not tapping, you can insert it.
Can you take?
It's not, but yeah,
I heard a beat
you're all
that.
set. Yep. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Yeah, you have a good day. So well.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, you're right. It's at the end. Give it to your dad. I think it's cute. Yeah, it's cute. Do I need it? No, we can get it.
Hello.
You all set?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oof, lots of positivity going on here.
Yep. We need it in this world.
Yes, we do. Pineapple, 2 pickles.
Hi, how's Dr. O'Grady? What?
And the okay, $43 is your total.
How was the dentist?
And your receipt was emailed to you. Thank you. Enjoy.
You understood what I was saying yesterday, right? Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I was saying that's a That's a doctor's office. Oh, so all right, we'll work it out. What's your plan with Christmas?
Oh yeah, I have to book my flight.
Okay, well, book your flights.
I'll say 4 days.
Or just tell me what flights you want, and I'll book them for you, so I can pay for them.
Okay, I don't really have anything going on, so.
Well, you're welcome to come as long as you want. The only issue is we're leaving to go away on the 27th, so whenever you want to come down, come down.
Okay, I think like probably like what you said, the 22nd, right? 26th, like that's.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what you want to do, sure.
Okay, perfect. We'll stay so good again.
You can come down tomorrow. I don't care. Whatever you want to do. So, whatever works. Just let me know.
Okay,
All
sounds
right.
good.
All right. Sounds good. Love you.
Love you too.
All right. Talk to you later. Say bye.
Bye.
Hello. I'm trying to make as many of them as I possibly can.
Like now's the time.
Exactly.
Well,
I did not feel prepared with the amount that I brought, but we'll see.
that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's just I want to like put them. I feel like they're kind of hidden over here.
You're like, I only have the
Exactly. So I'm like, I want to put some over there, but I need to make them first. Thank you.
Olivia. Hi. How's it going? Good. Trying to stay warm.
Today it's not so bad.
It's not. Like everything that the sun is hitting is fine, but otherwise I'm like, I'm so cold. So, yeah. Yeah, what brings you to...
I am hosting 8 6th grade boys at my house tonight for a sleepover. Yeah. For the boys' birthday. And
Sanity?
no, I'm going to Andy's and hoping that they have ice cream sandwiches.
Okay.
So the boys are not birthday cake.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so I got this.
Well, enjoy. Thanks. Hello. Y'all set? All right. We got a pigeon. That is $13. You can tap when you're ready. Enjoy.
Ratatouille. Oh, ratatouille. Chicken.
yeah.
Oh, I like these. Oh, do you like these?
They're swing buddies. That's what they're called. Yeah, that's what it says. It says hang in your car, cube, door, or more. Like hang in your room. Yeah. Oh no. We'll put it around here.
Hi. Just checking in. Everything okay? Is it good? Awesome. Thank you.
I mean, if you need anything,
Yeah. How's it going out there?
pretty good.
Nice. What are your pins?
Busy.
Oh my God, those are so fun.
Oh, my pins, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Those are awesome.
Thank you.
You know.
Oh, I like the one on the end with the wolf for, yeah.
I don't remember what's
That
on
one.
here. Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hello.
Can you remind me of what these guys are called?
That is an axolotl, and that's in a cup, so it's an axolotl. Exactly. Axolotl. Yep.
We were trying to figure out what they were.
Yes.
Look, there's some ones over here too, guys.
All right. Let me know if you need anything.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Okay.
That's called an emotional support nugget.
Thank you.
Chicken
A little
nuggets.
lafufu.
It's chicken nuggets.
$16 is your total.
Does it take you to make all this stuff?
It depends. People ask me that a lot when they're holding that one, so that's an hour and 15, I'd say.
You were really good. You just sit.
Oh, you can tap right over here.
Jam them out.
I listen to audiobooks. Yesterday, I spent the day watching the Taylor Swift documentary. Taylor Swift. Is it good? It was really good. There's only 2 episodes out, but then she released a whole new concert, so then I watched that.
Are we good?
Yes, you're all good. Thank you. No, you're good.
This is sweet. My babies like it. Awesome. Together a little.
Thank you. Happy shopping. From Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. I don't watch Stranger Things. I know everyone else has.
I haven't started the new season yet,
I haven't
but
either. I'm not really into it. I'm kind of not excited about it.
yeah.
I just like.
My husband
to
started
look
showing it to
different.
my kids, and I have mixed feelings about that, but I guess they're old enough, 10 and 12. But all of their friends know everything about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that's going to be inappropriate or
Yeah.
nothing.
They don't like the kissing scenes, you know.
That's very yeah.
Exactly. So
10 is a little bit young, but I wouldn't.
yeah.
I mean, everyone is different, but
Yeah.
I didn't leave watching it with my kids.
I had a Pennywise that I made, and kids would come in here and be like, "It's Pennywise." I'm like, "How do you know that?"
Hello.
Chicken.
It's really very, very nice.
Chicken. Hi.
Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh no.
He's my favorite.
Is it a frog?
It's a frog wearing a carrot hat, holding a chicken.
And a chick carrying a chicken. Did you find that pattern? Did you just make that
I
up?
did, and I lost my mind. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to make that." Yeah, I had just discovered the like frog tangled in a lasso, and I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
really cute. And then I saw that, and I said, "Oh no."
I know. I'm just so amazed at what people come up with.
It's
incredible.
crazy. I know.
Here's a flower. Flower.
It's Nessie.
Yeah. Like sometimes people like me.
Hi.
What you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gonna get a hippopotamus for Christmas?
Oh.
Okay, we got a small hippo.
Thanks.
$5 is your total. You can tap when you're ready. Would you like a bag for that? Do you want me to cut the tag off?
That'd be great. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, he's just gonna carry it.
No worries. All right.
Thank you.
Enjoy. It's the end of the market, so we are wrapping up. We will be packing up in just a few minutes. I already took down some displays that were just starting to look sparse and consolidated where I could. The nuggets are out. So we're gonna pack up, and once I get in the car, I'll check the numbers. But I think it's been a good day. A lot of wonderful, positive comments about my products, the setup, all of that stuff, so. First things first, I had my market on Saturday, and as you saw, I had a booth size that was a little bigger than really the rest of the vendors. So I was in a 10 by 10 space. However, I was placed at the corner of like a parking turnout, and there were supposed to be, I think, 4 vendors along that side, and it just allowed for a little bit more spacing between the vendors because they couldn't quite fit one more vendor in that with the 10 by 10 tent requirements. So everyone that was on that side of the street did get the chance to spread out a little bit more. And given that I was on the corner spot too, it just worked out where
I had a little bit of space to spread out my booth. So I extended well beyond my 10 by 10 tent space. I was able to put out my grid wall where I share my crochet tools. I just brought a small assortment to this market, and then I also put my drink sleeves on there. And I also have my tiered bucket display, and I made a sign for that that just said stocking stuffers, and that's where I put all of my like positive pickles, nuggets, fine apples, and positive potatoes, and just things that were kind of smaller items that people might like get lured in to see. Beyond my booth setup, which I did in a different setup that I normally do. I normally do like a U within my tent and people step into the tent, but I wanted to grab people like as they were walking by, like have it as close as possible to the actual main drag where people were walking, so they didn't have to come into the booth unless they wanted to like explore a little bit more, but it was closer versus kind of having to deliberately go out of their way to walk into the booth. So there were pros and cons to that setup, but overall, I felt so lucky to have this, and especially given how this market organizer typically works. They do have higher fees, but they put together really fantastic events where they do a lot of promotion of it. They have a huge following on social media channels, and they choose locations that really get a lot of organic foot traffic. So, you know, they do a fantastic job with that. I recently, I think in September maybe, I can't recall which market it was, but I did a market with them where I paid a considerable amount of extra fees for corner spots, larger marketing packages, things like that. And it was a pretty steep ticket price to participate in that market, only for that market to be during the state fair. So attendance wasn't as great, and that's not the organizer's fault, but just calling out that, you know, I had previously done this market with all of these higher fees. And so this time I just did the main market admission fee, and I did a social media spotlight package, and that was it. And I think that spotlight package was just an additional $35. So it wasn't crazy, but to then kind of just naturally get this corner spot that worked out to have a little bit more space was really nice after how much money I spent in fees collectively for market booths this year. So it was a great market overall, just beautiful weather. We could not have gotten any better weather this past Saturday. It had been considerably colder than normal here in Raleigh, North Carolina. During the week, we had some snow. There were a couple of snow days, which it's not like inches or feet of snow. It literally was like there was a dusting on the ground, but we do not have the infrastructure to handle that. So, you know, when snow falls, and if, you know, the bus system for schools is reliant on going to some pretty remote areas where they may not be able to account for like black ice patches, things like that, they'll just close school. So we had a couple of snow days for school, and it was, you know, freezing temperatures for the beginning of the week. And Saturday, it was not warm, but it was sunny, and that was fantastic. And the spot that I had also just happened to be like right in a sunbeam for the majority of the day. So while it was like a little chilly every time some wind would come by, overall it was like a very comfortable spot to be in. I could sit kind of in a beam of sunlight and stay somewhat warm for most of the day. I could not use my little propane heater. They wouldn't allow it for the market organizer, which is completely fine and understandable. So, you know, I was reliant on my little like throw blanket that I brought to put over my lap, and sweater and jacket. But again, it worked out really nicely with the weather. A lot of people came out to kind of walk and shop the market or just explore the area where this market was. So we had a lot of foot traffic that took place. Some vendor friends that were there. Actually, I think the only one I really knew was Chester and Pearl, but there were a lot of fun vendors present. The dog treat vendor that I had seen at the Raleigh Book Fair was there, so I was able to get some more treats for my dog Una and her dog Bestie. and just kind of, you know, was able to wander the market before, or like as it setup was happening, and just see what else was out there, as you saw from the footage. There was one more crochet vendor there, and I saw them when they were setting up, but the booth wasn't set up, and I try not to bother people, especially if they look like they're deep into the setup of their booth. The main person came by my booth at one point, but I didn't know who they were. But I had a feeling it was them. They just never said hello. And, you know, we're like checking out the booth, which totally fine. Just say hi. You know, if you're another crochet vendor, like, come and say hi. I would love to meet you. But yeah, it was just afterwards. I was like, I think that was the other vendor. And later when I walked by, I saw them. They were, you know, doing transactions or breaking down. I don't know what it was, but I was like, oh yeah, that was that other vendor. So they had plushies, but they were acrylic. And so they had a lot of toys. They had a lot of plants, but they are more acrylic made. I really don't know much about them, other than they do have a storefront, I guess, in a local mall where they also sell. So, you know, they're able to produce quite a considerable amount of products. But that's all I know about them. So, yeah, there was one other crochet vendor, but I imagine we did not have much in terms of comparable items, aside from maybe some characters. But again, the characters would have been in a different yarn type than mine. Mine were, you know, all blanket and chenille made. So yeah. But overall, the day felt like there was a steady stream of customers. There was probably a lull at one point where I did not feel as many people came by, maybe towards the end. The market was 11 to 4 p.m. So it was like just the right amount of time, especially now, 4:30, it starts to get dark. So having everything done and wrapped up at 4, it was also like our fastest time breaking down the booth. I've been a bit limited now in what inventory I have. I've been able to crank out quite a few items in smaller categories, so I don't have as many like showstopper big pieces. And because of that, I actually brought both of my bookshelf units to the market, and we ended up only putting one up because I realized I just didn't have enough to really justify having 2 bookshelves out, and I didn't feel like the tables and the one bookshelf as they were set up were particularly overwhelming. So I was like, let's just do the one bookshelf and call it done. I was really happy with the layout, especially with how I was able to spread out. And my booth neighbor was a clothing and accessory company, and they had super cute stuff. I may have gotten a couple of things that I selected for my husband as potential offerings for Christmas gifts, just sweaters. But yeah, so let's get into the details of the market themselves. In my market prep video, mentioned that I needed to make a bunch of dragons and demogorgons. After all of the things I had made and shared during that video, I was going to spend the night doing that. I did not account for the fact that I was filming that video and wanted to get it out to be published market morning. So then I'd have to edit that immediately after filming it, which I did. And then I had to tag everything that I had made during the week, which I did. And then there was really not much time left. So I made 2 dragons and started another one. And I made their wings and everything, so it'd be easy. I just would have to assemble it at the market. And I made no demogorgons. But I brought all of the things to make demogorgons at the event. And because they have no eyes to speak of on the plushie, that wasn't really an issue. So that would be something I could easily make during the event, you know, depending on how busy things were. But beyond that, you know, I just got a bunch of kind of logistics done. I packed a huge go bag of goodies to bring to the market. I also made a couple more drink sleeves to bring to the market, which I had to glue in place before the event. So I felt good about it. I was a little stressed about the Demogorgons, but I knew I had 2 already in my inventory. So if I could just make, 2 or 3 more, I felt like I'd be okay. So let's get into the sales from this market day. We are going to go through the items and we are going to go by, for once, I'm going to go by the number of the most sold down to the least. To start with, I sold 8 positive pickles. I think that left 1 or 2 in my bin, but almost sold out of positive pickles. I did sell out of emotional support nuggets. I had brought 7 to the market and I sold 7 of them, and those sold out not too early. I'd say by maybe 2:30 they were gone. I did see a couple people looking for them in that final hour, but there was just no way I could get any more of those out. And both the pickles and support nuggets I sell for $10 each. All of the patterns that I reference should be linked in the description below, which will take you to my website, whatsupcupcakecrafts.com, and you can find my favorite patterns, my favorite resources, the supplies that I use for markets, for my craft room, all of that fun stuff. If it is not in there, drop a comment and I will do my best to reply as soon as possible, and also update the spreadsheet, because sometimes it could be that something is listed in a different name. So for example, the owls that I do, it might be listed under Snowy Owl, just because at the time that made sense to me to put it Snowy Owl because that's what the pattern was called. But I probably should move it under O for owl. Anyways, but sometimes I just forget, or I think I have something up on there and I go to look for it because someone mentions it and I realize it's not there. Anyways, back to items that I sold. Drink sleeves, I sold 7 drink sleeves. I sell those at $6 a piece or 2 for $10. And I think I only sold 1 pack of 2 of them. And it may have been to a Swiftie. That generally is who is buying like the multi-packs of the drink sleeves are Swifties, because I have a few that are in the new album Showgirl design, and we find each other. And they were excited because the market was actually on Taylor's birthday. And so they had said that they specifically went to this market with the intent that they were going to find something Taylor Swift related and get it. So I was happy to oblige. I then sold 6 swing ducks. At least 2 of those were mallards, and I think all the rest were yellow, like chick ducklings. 6 chunky chickens. Those chunky chickens. We will, at a later point, be going into the total number of chunky chickens I sold this year. But spoiler alert, they were my #1 selling item, and I sold a lot of chickens. I sold 4 small dragons, so I was very glad I made those extra small dragons because I only had 2 left previously. 3 positive potatoes. 2 mini hippos. I had 3 mini hippos total, so I sold 2 of them at $5 each. The chunky chickens I sell for 12, small dragons 17, and the duck swings or anything on swings I sell for 13. 2 pineapples, which is interesting because I thought I sold more pineapples than potatoes, but apparently not. My insect kits, I think had their best day yet. I hadn't put them out for a while because I just thought that like it wasn't the summer, so why put them out? But then I started thinking that they could be really nice stocking stuffer type items, and apparently people agreed with me because I have been selling them considerably more and more each market, and I'm almost completely out of them, so I will definitely have to replenish those for next season. So I sold 2 insect kits in the ladybug design, and those are $10 each. I sold 2 of my bag charm lafufus that I had made, and I believe those are $16 each because they're pretty detailed, and I had not sold them at all since I made them. I think I sold 1 when I first put them out, and I haven't been putting my bag charms out consistently, but it was really nice to finally see those move, and I think I might have just 1 left. I sold 2 cupcake bag charms, and those were $10 each. 2 sets of stitch markers. I know one was a Fury Dragon pair and one was a Totoro and Cat Bus pair. I sold 2 thick toads, and those are $12 each. I sold both of my chubby owls, which had not sold in my last market, which completely shocked me because they normally do sell out. But this time they did, and I sold those for $25 each. I sold 2 of the cat balls that I had just made and added to my assortment for this market. So those are $16 each, and I had brought 3. And again, I feel like the way I set up the market this time, having multiple of things, really just made it easier to kind of present each of the items, in the cat balls when they were next to each other looked really cute. So sold 2 of those for $16 a piece. I sold 2 of my farmer frogs, but don't lose hope for humanity just yet. I had brought 4 of them. They got so much attention. It took people a minute to realize what they were. And when they did, they were gushing over them. But I had a lot of things to choose from. So 2 farmer frogs, also at $16 each. 1 swing penguin at $13. A sloth snuggly that I had made back in the spring, and that was $30. My 1 silly goose that was left was $25. I was so happy someone got the silly goose because I love that pattern. I sold 1 otter snuggly for $22. I sold my 1 remaining little siren mermaid for $25. I believe that's a raven and jade, or actually it might be poms and posies. I sold my last nutcracker. I had only made 2 of them, but I was a little anxious about having too many items that were holiday specific. So I just made a couple nutcrackers to kind of see how they went, and I sold both of them this year. But the second one sold at $22. I sold my gargoyle plush. I think the designer is Kubiko. I'll put it on the screen. I was so happy that that sold because I love that gargoyle, and I made it in Bernat blanket. It's a big boy. It's a $50 plushie, and I put a sign out with it starting at the book fair that I did for the book The Night and the Moth, which was probably my favorite read for 2025. And I just knew someone that loved that book as much as I did would find it. So it was actually another booth neighbor that came by, and they were so excited when they saw it. They said they loved the book, but that their friend is obsessed with the book, and their friend was there, and if they didn't buy it, this person was going to buy it. So the friend came by later, and we ended up talking about the book for quite a while. She gave me some tips on where I could get some like cool sprayed edge versions of them, but she didn't get the gargoyle. She left. Friend came back and got it for her. So I was so happy for gargoyle to go to someone that would appreciate it like it should be appreciated, because it's amazing. I've made that plushie now twice this year, so I need to figure out if I'm going to make it again for 2026, which I don't mind doing. I love that plushie, and I think it is super cute. It's just a lot of sewing and a lot of pieces, so it is time consuming, and $50 is probably a really good price for it. I did, on that note, have quite a few people commenting on my prices at this market, just saying that I had really great pricing. So that was nice to hear, almost to the point where I was like, am I undercharging? Which I never have that question really, because in my head, and whenever a young child sees my stuff, you know, it's usually like $40 as loud as possible to their parents. And I have my signs up saying like, this is how I charge for my items. This is why I charge this much. It's handmade by me. It's the materials I use. It's the safety eyes I'm hand painting, so on and so forth. And I had people also comment that they really liked that sign because it did help explain like, this is how I came to my pricing. So that was nice to hear. But anyways, gargoyle, love him. I might make one more of him again in that size, but like I would love something a little bit smaller just so I can make more gargoyles because they're adorable. I sold my final rat at $15, and this child was so excited about the rat. He let me know that he named it Sniffy, and I gave him a little adoption box and certificate, and he was just happy as a clam to get that. And actually, they picked out that otter snuggly for their sister, and I put it in an adoption box for her as well. I believe she's a baby, but they said go ahead and do it. And that otter snuggly actually had embroidered eyes, so perfect for a baby. I sold my last puppy adoption kit at $15. I sold one of my penguins from AQ Crochets, and I believe that one was in the blue colors. I sold one mini shrimp for $6, one large hippo for $16, one cookie mouse. The cookie mouse got a lot of attention. I had 2 of them, but only one person bought one. At $20, I think it's a great price, and I do them in Elise Voluto. I sold one fuzzy capybara at $12, one insect kit, the caterpillar one, for $10, a Kirby bag charm, a frog bag charm, and a sushi bag charm, all at $8 a piece. A dumpling bag charm, $8. Una the unicorn was actually one of the first items to sell, and that is the Snuggle Beans crochet pattern, and that sold for $45. I sold my kangaroo pair. I wasn't sure if that was ever going to sell because it's just a big item. It's a mama kangaroo with the little baby in its pocket, and I had them like attached to each other with the price tag, and it's $60. Bernat blanket. It was a super cute plushie, but again, it just was a big one, and it was a family, and it was a brother and a sister, and this little boy was like, I want the kangaroo, and they were like, pick something smaller, come on, you know, and I can't remember what the little girl got, but it was something much smaller. And this kid was like, no, it's going to be the kangaroo. And so finally they were like, all right, it's going to be the kangaroo. So they got the kangaroo, which was very exciting because, again, it was a pattern where I think I made it and I thought it was going to be considerably smaller. And then when it was done, I was like, this is huge. So I sold my last gnome for $12. And that gnome is just the swing gnome from the winter collection of the All from Jade Swing Buddies. And I made it in burnout blanket yarn, and hence it was a bigger gnome, not on a swing. And the gnomes, I made a lot of them last year, and I didn't put them out at every market this year because I really found that like people were either really into gnomes or not, but when they were into them, they would just fly off the shelf. So I will probably actually replenish my gnomes again because they really do have a fan base. I just don't expect to see them move very fast. So I was kind of consistently selling one a market for the last few markets. And it was all inventory I had made from last year. I sold one swing snowman for $13. One swing pigeon, I only had one, for $13. My Madeline Mako seal for $16. The little pocket penguin, I believe it was a penguin. It may actually have been a Yeti, and that's the handmade pattern. Again, I hadn't made that since last holiday season, and they sold really well last holiday season, but I had a couple of markets at the end where there was no one at the markets, so no one was buying anything. And so I was left with a few of these items, and when I was coming up with my assortment for this year, I just decided not to make more of them because I wanted to sell through the stock that I had. But those have been popular this year, and they're just $10. One cowboy frog for $16. The costume chick that is wearing the inner tube and the snorkel gear from Blossom Crafts for $22. And something that was a custom item. It wasn't a custom item, but I did not have it in the system, and that was $15. And I cannot remember what it was, but I could probably check my notes and see. Anyways, that was a total of 90 items sold. So that was really exciting to have such a large number of items. I don't feel like I've had huge number amounts. Maybe not, 90 might be one of the higher ones for this holiday season. And this market, I sold a total of $1,236 worth of items, and the net sales from that after taxes and everything, taxes were $86. Fees from Square were $38.77. So net sales was $1,149.78. So a fantastic market day. I was thrilled with the results from this market. Breaking 1,000 was just really exciting. It had been a minute with some of the markets that I had thought that were going to be bigger. And I'm not saying that, any of those markets were like failures or disappointments, but I really had high hopes going into this holiday market season. But I've also struggled to have enough inventory. So I have a lot of lessons learned from this year, and we'll get into that at a future point. Yeah, so, I had 49 transactions of the 90, so that's almost like a 2-item split for each person. Very cool. Very happy with Saturday's market. We then went on to Sunday's market. So I had a dinner for a friend's birthday on Saturday night and was out a bit late and maybe indulged a bit too much. So Sunday morning was rough. And I had planned on replenishing a bunch of things for Sunday morning. And I did, but I was not feeling fantastic. But if you've been here before, with this market schedule and just my goals for the business, I sacrificed a lot of time with friends and family and opted out of a lot of activities. And I had said yes to this invite before I knew I was going to have a market on Sunday. And then I figured this market was going to be really low stress. And I wanted to just get out and have fun. So I did. And I don't feel bad about it. But I did feel bad about it on Sunday. But in general, it was nice to actually not be stressing about my business completely, and just in a constant state of preparation. I've been in that constant state of preparation all year, with maybe a month in the summer where I thought I can slow down for a minute, and then I realized I had a lot to make still. So Sunday morning, I woke up a little bit later than intended and immediately set out to finishing up some drink sleeves. I made a couple of drink sleeves during the market and I just needed to put the patches on. So I wanted to get a couple more done. So I did. I made 4 additional drink sleeves on Sunday morning. And then I made 3 more positive pickles, maybe 4. And I brought stuff to make emotional support nuggets to the market, because for the nuggets, I don't have to attach a sign to them, which I use my glue gun for. I put them in their little nugget sleeve. So I knew I could make those at the venue and not have to worry about bringing a glue gun and stuff like that. So I just did the drink sleeves and the pickles, went to set up at the market. Setup started at 11. The market started at 12. And we were told that we would essentially be getting a 30-inch by 30-inch square table. That was the case. However, I was one of the first ones to get there. Again, eldest child, overachiever, have to be early. So I was able to pick my space, and there was a round table in the back corner, and I said, I'll take that one because it was a little bit bigger. The round table was weird to work with, but it was a little bit bigger than the 30 inches squared. So I just went ahead with that, and I was able to tuck myself in the corner too with all of my goblin mode yarn stuff. And I did that.
As a girl, used to stay, jacks below, the guts away. Said too much, then said less, hoping time make me forget.
and I did that. So the market was from 12 to 7, and we were actually supposed to go to an event on Sunday night that we had tickets for, but the weather on Sunday took like a dramatic turn in that the temperature dropped, but it was so windy. So the event actually was canceled, which was fantastic because I did not want to go after that market. I was exhausted, and it was rescheduled, so that's great. But it was a long day. There was a steady stream of people coming through. This coffee shop is like the local spot where everyone goes for coffee to meet up. It's just really cute. They have expanded it now multiple times, like taken over the space next door to the space next door to that. So this was in their library section. They actually own a bookstore in Raleigh as well. And that's how I connected with them about this market, because they were at the book fair event and I saw them and I was like, you're the owner of Nora. So we were talking and they said, oh, we're going to have a holiday market. Would you like to participate? So I did. There was no fee to participate. They just asked that you did a donation and that you could determine the donation, whether it be a flat amount or a percentage of sales, your choice. So I figured I'd see how the market went and like determine the number from there. But the expectation I was thinking was anywhere from 10 to 20% of my sales. So I got there at 11. I was set up within 20 minutes. It was a very fast setup. It was a small space and I didn't have much to set up, but my focus I knew for this was going to primarily be my positive items, the pickles, potatoes, things like that, chickens, drink sleeves, it's a coffee shop, and any other like little things I had left from the past market weekend. So all of the frog items that I had, things like that. I had a couple of larger items, my splooting animals. The splooting deer got tons of attention. Did not sell, unfortunately. But let's get into the items themselves that sold. Again, going from most to least, surprise, surprise, chunky chickens. I sold 7 of them. I sold 5 drink sleeves. I really thought I was going to sell more of those, but it was, again, fine. The 6-7 drink sleeves got a lot of comments and laughs, but I don't think anyone got a 6-7 drink sleeve. Positive pickles, I sold all 4 that I had. I did make 3 while I was there, but again, I didn't bring my glue gun, so I couldn't attach signs to them. I sold 2 small dragons, so I think I have 2 left. 2 fuzzy capybaras, so I sold out of my fuzzy capybaras. I sold the last 2 farmer frogs, so faith in humanity is maintained. They got lots of attention while they were there, and then they sold out. 1 swing penguin, I might have only had 1. 1 swing Kirby, $13. The cat bee sold for $22. 1 emotional support nugget, which was surprising because I had at least 4 nuggets out and they just did not get as much love as they did at the previous market. I couldn't keep them in stock at the previous market, and this one, people were all gravitating to the pickles. My last mini hippo at $5. 1 pineapple, 1 swing cockatoo, 1 pocket penguin, it was the penguin. They actually, it was a group that came up and they said, do you have anything else left that's a little bit more holiday specific? And I had those little indie made items in my bag and I just didn't have space to put them out at the time. And so I pulled them out and I showed them I had the Yeti and the penguin, and they said, we'll take the penguin. So sold that for $10, and then 1 cowboy frog at $16. So that left my totals from Sunday at a total collected of $354. There was $9.50 in fees, and my net sales was $329.28. Oh, and about $25 in tax. So definitely a much slower, tamer day in terms of sales, and not completely unexpected because, again, it was a tiny little booth space. There was just a lot of people walking through and looking, but not doing a lot of buying. And there was no booth fee. So I did end up donating $60, which was about 20% of my sales, to the event. And the $60 they will donate to a local community charity fund that they do at the coffee shop. And I don't know what charity they're going to pick, but I love this coffee shop. I love the owners. They do a ton for the community, so I have every confidence that they will choose something that I would support. I hope that this was informative for you. I know that that was the last of my markets for 2025, but I still have a ton of stuff to share. I'm going to go through and do a recap of the year of the best-selling items that I had as a whole for the year, market tips, just a lot more fun ideas that I've had brewing. Also, I get to make whatever I want right now. My next market isn't until February, and I have an application out for another market in February, and I'm just waiting. But like, overjoyed to just make whatever I want and possibly take a break from crocheting. But like, I've already been crocheting again since the market just because I love it so much. So I have some fun, cozy crafts I'm going to do. I'm going to try some new ones and go back to some old ones and start making some new things. I also did an Ask Me Anything poll on my Instagram because I'm going to do an Ask Me Anything video. If you did not see that and would like to put a question in for that video, feel free to drop that in the comments below, and I'm happy to add it to my list of things I can potentially respond to. And I hope you really enjoyed this video and joining me for this market season. If you did, think about hitting that like button and subscribing. If you hit the little bell notification, my stuff will actually show up in your feed when new content is posted. It can be a little hard right now to find content on YouTube that you actually subscribe to because the algorithm is throwing all sorts of random videos at me, at least, and from what I've heard, some of you. So my stuff may not show up automatically even if you subscribe, just based on that alone. So if you want to make sure that you're seeing the stuff as it pops up, hit that bell. And I hope that you will continue to follow along on this fun business journey with me. I cannot wait to share more details about what is in store in the future, as well as just that look back at this past year and a lot of the fun things I have to share of favorite moments, favorite items, least favorite items, Loaf Cat, I'm looking at you, and other fun topics. So I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.